say we're not going to take the car home. Please don't say we're not going to take the car home. Please don't say.
If you had access to a car like this, would you take it back right away? Neither would I.
We're all gonna have so much fucking fun we'll need plastic surgery to remove our goddamn smiles.
Live. My name is Jason, and I'm the judge, jury, and executioner of Backtrack Cinema. What's going on, everyone? I like my 80s music. Let's turn that dog shit off. Yes, we're here, guys. My name's Jason. Like I said, this is Backtrack Cinema. We'll be going through our top 10 80s comedies tonight from the 1980s. It's 9:18 p.m. It's Thursday night. I'm here to entertain you, to get you guys ready for your Friday night. So I'm just going to see who is here tonight. Kayla from the Dark Ether Files podcast says hello there. Hey, Caleb, how you doing, buddy? Jeff the man's here. He says, hey, Jason. Jeff, how are you, buddy? We're doing some 80s comedies tonight. Flet's here from Movies and Pop Culture. Says, hey, J-Man, what's going on, buddy? Guys, can you hear me? Or am I just like going like this? Can you guys hear me all right? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. So I always like to start the show knowing that everything's working, because when you're on your own, mics can cut out and stuff like that. But yeah, just some little news, guys. I'm live again. This is Backtrack Cinema Live, episode 2. I'm gonna try to go live once a week again. I'm not gonna go crazy. Episode. I'm not gonna go crazy like 2 or 3 days a week like I was, but I'm gonna try and get a live show out there once a week going forward. This Saturday we're doing a big double feature watch along of Terminator 1, Terminator 2. So come out Saturday night around 7:00, and next Thursday we'll be doing my top 10 1984 films along with Nick Cooling from the Movie Rankers. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So tune in for that, guys. Well, we're gonna be laughing. We're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna have some jokes and everything like that. So Jeff says Caddyshack better be on your list. Jeff, don't kill me. I have not seen Caddyshack in years, so I couldn't give it a. I couldn't put it on here just for that. I couldn't give it a fair handshake. Let's say I have to go back and revisit that one. There's a lot of 80s comedies actually I haven't seen, believe it or not. But Sequanda Films, Steve Merlo. Hey, Steve, how you doing? He said, hey, man, how's it going? So don't kill me for that, Jeff. I got to rewatch that one. That maybe I'll put together a top 25 80s comedies. And the 80s, man. I love the 80s, guys. The 80s was just a time where it had a lot of charm. There was no agenda pushing in the 80s. We just went, filled our popcorn containers, whatever, got a Coke, sat and wanted to be entertained. That's what it was all about. And I miss that family fun comedy from the 80s. There were some raunchy comedies, but they didn't push it too far. And how is the comedy genre even out now? There is no comedy now. There's not these full-blown out comedies anymore because the writers don't know what to write because they're too afraid to offend someone. We live in such a society that is so uptight now that can't take a joke. And yeah, like, what are you supposed to do in the climate we live in with comedy? People are just so uptight they can't take a joke, all that kind of stuff. So the 80s had some great comedies. The 90s had some great comedies too, for sure. Jeff says top 200 80s comedy. That's funny, Jeff. That's funny. All right. Let's maybe make some adjustments here, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's been nice to see everyone in the chat and everything. I haven't seen you guys in a long time, so it's nice to be back a bit. Let's put that up there. And anyone new? Nope, no one. So we got Kyle, we got Steve, we got Jeff, we got Caleb. Nice to see everyone, like I said. But first, guys, we got to start off with start laughing. We need some laughs. So I put together some really infectious laughs from the 80s. So you're gonna watch these with me. This one's for Caleb. We're gonna start this one for Caleb. Not that I was thinking of him when I did this, but this is funny. This I had to throw some. I had to throw this on there. I always liked Billy's laugh, and I always liked the Hawkins telling the pussy jokes in Predator. I love it. I love that laugh. That's awesome. So there's one, guys, to get you in the mood. What do we got now? Oh, you guys remember this one? Don't you love that? We gotta watch that again. These laughs are so infectious, man. I love that one. Yeah, Audrey, Little Shop of Horrors. That's a great one. Oh my god, this one, me and my buddies as teenagers, we used to rewind this and rewind it and rewind it and rewind it. This one here. I have to put RoboCop in there. That's funny, man. Hey, it's a comedy show, and we're doing ranking comedy movies. We have to laugh a bit. Austin, SPC Bird, 317-1993. How you doing, man? Say, Jason, how we doing, man? I am doing great. Talking some comedies here. Get people into the laughing mood. Okay. This is a classic laugh right here, guys. You're gonna love this one. Let's get some grit. It's funny. Justin, well, Porky's be on your list. We'll see, buddy. We'll see, okay? Hold tight there, Jeff. It's funny. But do you guys have any infectious laughs you love? Like, who is an actor or someone from the 80s that you just love their laugh so much? You know what I mean? I love this. All right. Now this is a great laugh. This is probably the most iconic laugh from the 80s, man.
Cadillac. Driving on the expressway with the guy like this fucking maniac.
Eddie Murphy, man, Beverly Hills Cop. I love that laugh, and I love how they're just these two guys are this drunk and they're reminiscing and they're just laughing at each other, and it's hilarious. So let's watch it again.
Cadillac. Driving on the expressway with the guy like this fucking maniac.
How are you laughing? That's funny, man. That's funny. I find this stuff funny. Oh boy, this one here, man. We all know this guy. We all know this guy. I laugh every time. George McFly. Crispin Glover is so eccentric, man. Such a good spot for that. I mean, my wife hates it when I imitate George McFly. When I go, that's funny. So you ever wanna, annoy your wife? Just laugh like George McFly. Jeff says the dude in Roadhouse at the bar who's laughing right before a bottle hits him. Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Absolutely. But this laugh here takes the cake for me. This is the funniest laugh ever.
Besides, she's okay. She can still do certain things around the office.
Like what? Jumpstart a car?
Jumpstart a car. I'm sorry.
Isn't that the best laugh ever? I love John Candyman.
Besides, she's okay. She can still do certain things around the office.
Like what? Jumpstart a car?
Jumpstart a car. I'm sorry.
That's funny, man. That's funny. Oh God. Okay, I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. I'm laughing. I'm ready. I'm glad you're all here. And if you're watching after the fact, thank you, man. I really appreciate all the subs, the likes, everything like that, guys. Jeff says Revenge of the Nerds dude laughing. Oh yeah, that's funny too. I forgot that one, man. I forgot that one. Steve says my top 10 would be Vacation. This is Spinal Tap, Airplane, The Three Amigos. I love The Three Amigos. The Naked Gun, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Spaceballs, Caddyshack, UHF, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I didn't know you're a UHF fan, Steve. That's awesome. I love UHF. I'll start off, if I can remember them now. Sorry, I want to give you some honorable mentions, but I forget what they are. I have to look them up on my my letterbox. Just give me a minute. I know it's here because I was just looking at it. All right, there are some honorable mentions here, guys. The Great Outdoors, John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. Family Fun, love that one. 16 Candles, I'm a big John Hughes fan. I love that flick. I think this is absolutely hilarious. Crocodile Dundee, always have a blast with that one. Stripes, I love Stripes. Good Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and Weird Science. I love Weird Science too. Weird Science is always a blast, especially Bill Paxton and that. That guy has another infectious laugh. I love his laugh. All right, so no further ado, let's just do it, guys. Let's talk about some 80s comedies. Get a drink, pop some popcorn, and get comfy. All right. Didn't you catch the UHF reference in the Sawyer Massacre? Oh, I gotta watch your film again, buddy. I really do. Honestly, like I haven't watched it in a while. Gotta review that baby too. All right, let's get going here. So my number 10 is
Up and at 'em.
National Lampoon's Summer Vacation. I love National Lampoon's Summer Vacation. This is a great flick, a great summer vacation movie. Like every summer, I'm watching this one. I'm putting this one on. You got a really good young Anthony Michael Hall here. I love him in this. You know that scene where they crash the car and you know he's having a beer with his son with Anthony Michael Hall and he's hardly drinking it, and Anthony Michael Hall he's downing the beer. Or when he goes on that rant, we're gonna have so much fucking fun. We're gonna do plastic surgery to sew our smiles back on, or all that. And then Anthony Michael Hall goes, "You sure you don't want an aspirin, Dad?" That's funny. That's funny. But Clark Griswold, man, just absolutely hilarious. Just wants to take his family on this vacation. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong, unfortunately. But he does get there. He does get to go on the roller coaster, and he gives his family a all these memories. For sure. Summer Vacation, is that the Canadian name? It's just Vacation here in the US. That's just what I call it. I know it's called Vacation. I've always called it Summer Vacation. I don't know. I don't know why. Um, it's I hey Jeff, I just do. I just call it that. Well, but Vacation. I always thought the remake was just called Vacation. But yeah, Steve here, he calls it Vacation. He's Canadian, so that's just me. I always thought it was Summer Vacation. My bad. Um, yeah, you guys like that one? It's a blast, isn't it? It's good family fun. It's got some. It does have some raunch in there, but it's not pushing it too much because I don't like things that are overly raunchy. Like I mean the stuff they put out in the last 10 years, kind of stuff. Like we're just relying on really crude raunchy humor. I like more of the family fun, pushing the raunch a bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's that number 10, Vacation for sure. I love that one. Uh, number 9.
Yeah, I got a question. Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Give you the answer to that question, Mr. Bender, next Saturday. Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
That's that douchebag from Die Hard too, eh? The FBI agent. Yeah, the Breakfast Club. The only reason this movie's probably really high on a lot of people's lists, but for me, it was so overplayed. It was so overplayed when I was younger. It was on every channel. It was on all the time. I will say it's more of a dramedy, but it's still a great flick with a great cast. And Simple Minds, their song "Don't You Forget About Me." That song. There are the three defining songs of the 1980s for me. "Eye of the Tiger" by Survivor, "Jump" by Van Halen, and this song, "Don't You Forget About Me." They're kind of like three songs that really make me think of the 80s and really feel the 80s the 80s, you know what I mean? The tone and everything like that. Um, yeah, that's right. 2 months Bender. I got you. That's right, Jeff. 2 months Bender. It's one that's really going to translate to each generation too because of this all the cliques they're in. Each character is representing a different clique in high school, and I imagine that's not changed. I mean, I know the clothes are different. There's technology now, but I'm sure things are still a bit similar as far as who hangs out with who in school and the kind of armor all these characters are wearing. This they're in this Saturday detention. They let their armor down, and you get to know who they are, and why they're with these certain cliques and the kind of pressure they're under. It's just a great story, and probably my favorite scene actually is that scene where he takes Bender into the closet and he's like, "I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna kick the living shit out of you," where he's just ripping into this kid, where you realize the kid has problems, right? He's acting out because he's rebellious because he's an abused kid. Um, but I love that scene with the music rising and he goes, "I'm gonna knock your dick in the dirt," like that. I love it. It's great. Absolutely fantastic breakfast. And I've never heard of Saturday Detention. Was that a thing in the 80s? Because I never heard of a Saturday Detention before. Steve says, "Love the film, but it's not just comedic enough to make a top comedy films list for me." I thought about that, Steve. I did. I was thinking about that, but I guess I still look at it as kind of it's a dramedy, isn't it, Steve? That's what it really is. But you do make a good point there for sure. All right, let's take our time, guys. We're relaxing, we're chill, we're laughing. Um, do 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 do. You guys see Mario yet? Anyone seen the new Mario Brothers movie? I want to take my son this Sunday. Because I was just like humming that, do 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 do. All right, number 8. Number 8.
You ever hear of a tuna?
You ever hear of a ritual killing?
I don't get it.
You know, on her face in public like that again, and you'll be one.
I love John Candy, man. John Candy is just awesome. Love me some Uncle Buck. For sure. I love Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck is an absolute classic, man, and I just love the character. I love this character of Uncle Buck, who's supposed to be this dude who's not going anywhere in his life, can't really commit to anything, but when he takes care of his niece and nephews, he's looking out for them. He gets to know them more than their own parents do. And I just love this character. Rosalia, how you doing? Hey, Rose. She says, or Rosie, I don't know what you actually prefer, but it says Rosalia, so that's what I'll call you. She says, hi, Jason. How you doing? Jeff says, Jason, forgot to ask you off track, but have you watched Terrifier 2 yet? No, I have not. I think I have not watched Terrifier 2. I do got to get on that one, though. For sure. Maybe I'll do a double review live of Terrifier 1 and 2. That'd be kind of fun. For sure. But Uncle Buck for sure. Absolutely love Uncle Buck. And I think I heard his daughter say, John Candy's daughter say that the character John Candy was most like was Uncle Buck. Like in real life, the character he was most like in real life. And you can kind of see that. She said he was very very fun, very loving, but very tough. He could be very tough too. So yeah, Uncle Buck is hilarious. It's kind of like there's the Macaulay Culkin, went on to do Home Alone after that. John Candy was in Home Alone. This is another John Hughes flick. You're probably going to see a lot of John Hughes on here. Rosalia says, she says, Rosie is good. Okay, Rosie. She said, I love Macaulay in this one. Oh, yeah. What about when he's making the pancakes for him for his birthday? Oh, man. When I was a kid, I love this scene. I love pancakes. I like a good pancake breakfast. And he's like, it's time to separate the men from the boys. he's taking it out with a freaking snow shovel. I love this one. His car, the way it backfires and everything, and how he does in Bug and everything. And, just the connection with his family. It's someone who gets to know his family again, right? His nieces, his nephews, his brother. It's a classic. I love Uncle Buck so much. Very good physical humor. He's just embodies this character. I can't get enough of Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's great. Rosie says, I like when he asks his sister, waiting for your sex. Yeah, that's funny. Or when he goes into the school. When he goes into the school and he sees the lady with the big wart or on her face, the teacher, that was pretty funny, man. Here's a quarter. Go get it. Go get that. Go get someone to pay and get a rat to gnaw that thing off your face. Love it. All right, number 7.
What? No boom boom? Hey, I understand. You probably just want to go right to sleep and skip the fun stuff, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. No boom boom.
No boom boom. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn are fantastic in this movie, and their real relationship really bleeds through here. I mean, what can you say about them? They're the perfect couple on screen. They have so much energy together. And I had to throw a Kurt Russell movie in here. I love Kurt Russell, guys. He's like my second favorite actor of all time. I love his movies. Overboard. That's what I'm talking about. That family fun 80s comedy. That's good for the whole family, but everyone gets a laugh out of it. It has something for everyone. And the kids in Overboard are great too. These little shit disturbers, but the Goldie Hawn really becomes like this mother to this whole family. Um, Caleb says, the 80s, what I consider to be the golden age of cinema. So many great films spanning multiple genres. Yes, multiple genres for sure. Absolutely. The Overboard is absolutely a wonderful movie, a great movie. Rosie says, love Overboard, hated the remake. Rosie, I wouldn't even give the remake my time. I was just not. I see a lot of these movies I'm showing you guys. They'd be senseless remakes. There's too much charm and intelligence to them. There's probably gonna be a lot of. Quote me if I'm wrong. Was not Overboard the one where they switched genders? So it was about the male who got amnesia and the female's the one um who was like the Kurt Russell character. That's what it was supposed to be. I didn't give it my time of day. I no interest. No interest. Same with I've heard of a Planes, Trains, and Automobiles remake. God, God, if you're listening to me in heaven, please don't. Do not do that. Please don't. Kayla's Escape from New York is my favorite Kurt Russell film. I would have to go with The Thing for me. Jeff says, well, back to school, make your list. Jeff, you're naming all these comedies I haven't seen since I was like 8 years old. As you can see, guys, I don't watch comedies a lot. It's actually the genre I don't watch. I don't watch many comedies, but I love a good comedy when I'm in the mood for it. But I don't really watch. I'm not the guy you come to go. My knowledge of comedies. I mean, these are just the ones I tend to go back to the most. But I remember Back to School being really funny, Jeff. I remember being really funny. Rosie says, "Yep." Jason, yeah, Overboard. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that one. I'll take your I'll take your recommendation for it there, Rosie. And a lot of 80s comedy, everything felt really real too. If you guys watch if you watch Lee at Drum Dums, one thing he says a lot is how in the 80s, like in romance comedies and stuff, when two people kissed, it really feels real. Like that's a real couple kissing, like nothing feels forced about it. He makes a good point. A lot of the 80s comedy, when you see them kissing or whatever, it does feel actually really real. Like you really believe in the characters, right? For sure. But yeah, Overboard is a classic, man. I love Goldie Hawn in it. Great. Kurt Russell's great. The kids are great. Nice. It's a good heartfelt story. All right. Let's see. Number 6. You are number 6.
Blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is! Hallelujah! Holy shit!
I can't stop laughing. It's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, Griswold is back. I like Vacation, not Summer Vacation, but Christmas Vacation is my favorite Griswold movie. I love this movie. Of course, I'm only in the mood for it at Christmas time, but it just makes the holiday season so much better that we got a great Griswold movie to go to, because I love me some Chevy Chase and Griswold, and I love this movie. This movie is just I think it's I guess it takes itself a little bit more serious, this movie, than the original Vacation does. But I love it. I love Beverly D'Angelo in this, just the shenanigans that he gets into in this is funny. Kiss his ass, kiss my ass, happy Hanukkah, kiss his ass. Those who are showing up, let's show them the laugh again. The Griswold classic laugh. Let's show them the laugh again. Where are you? And that model, that girl working the lingerie store, she's so funny by looking at him like he's on crack or something. um, Jeff says Jelly of the Month Club. Yes. Imagine getting a bonus like that, expecting a big bonus, and you get Jelly of the Month Club. I'd probably freak out too. Steve says this would definitely be an audible mention for me. Absolutely, yes. Rosie says, "Can't believe I've only seen this once." Oh, I have to watch it every Christmas. Every Christmas, I have to watch Christmas Vacation every single Christmas. It's hilarious. It just it makes you feel good. I like the little cartoon thing at the beginning. You get Julia Louis Dreyfus is in it as the bitchy neighbor, so she's a lot of fun in it. Griswold. I love it. You gotta love some Griswold. All right. Don't forget to post some of your favorite comedies too, guys, in the comments or in the in the comment section below or in the chat right now. We could talk some more 80s comedies because obviously I'm not gonna have everyone. That's for sure. All right, let's go to number 5. Number 5 is a blending of a couple of genres here. So
it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow. Ghostbusters, man. Ghostbusters is a classic. It's a classic, and it's one I watched a lot more as a kid than I do now. I will give it that. I love the last entry we got, the sequel from the first 2 movies, I guess. I thought that was really well done. But the chemistry of these guys, Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and Ivan Reitman in the director's chair, just made something that was really unique and just awesome. I could still remember being a kid and watching the first time you see the ghost, the library ghost, when they come right up close to the library ghost, and it goes shh, and then it chases them, and that was freaky, man, when I was a kid. And it blending a horror, and this is a good horror comedy, obviously way more comedy, right? For sure, because I laughed my head off on this movie with how sarcastic Bill Murray is, for sure. And actually, Rosie says it right here. No human being could stack books this high. He is so sarcastic in this, Bill Murray. Where they're like, look at the book stacked to perfect height or something on those lines. He's like, you're right. There's no way a human being could stack books this high. Or the scene where he's where Sigourney Weaver, and that's another thing. I forget Sigourney Weaver's in this movie. And then I realized, oh yeah, she was so good in this. And when she starts freaking out on she starts turning into the Azul or whatever, or the dog kind of creature, where she's and Bill Murray is checking up on her, and he's just so sarcastic. He goes, "This is a new look for you." It's so funny. It's so funny, man. I love Ghostbusters. It was such a unique movie. There's so many iconic things in it. The car, I actually got to see the car at a convention. That was a lot of fun. But so well written. Dan Aykroyd, I think, wrote this. Was it Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd who wrote this? I'm pretty sure Dan Aykroyd was the big writer in this. They just wrote something that was this really special, and definitely that's inked itself into the pulp culture for sure. Oh, excuse me. Steve says another honorable mention for me, but definitely love it. Hard to pick a top 10. It is hard for any 80s genre. The 80s has had so many good films. It is extremely hard, but Ghostbusters has always been a big fan favorite of mine, or a big favorite of mine. And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man scene is fantastic. the dog creatures when they're jumping around. Rick Moranis, man, Rick Moranis, Canadian boy, eh? Absolutely, a lot of these SCTV guys like Dan Aykroyd and Rick Moranis, just great stuff. Oh, sorry, Dan Aykroyd was at Saturday Night Live, I believe, but Rick Moranis was at SCTV. John Candy, did you know that they wanted John Candy to play Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors? But John Candy read the script and said, "Oh, I'm not the right guy for this. You got to get my buddy Rick Moranis to do this one. This would be perfect for him." So, yeah, these guys go back a long ways and funny guys, all of them. But Ghostbusters, it's classic, man. I love me some Ghostbusters. Steve says, "Yeah, they wrote both. They both wrote those films." Oh, okay, absolutely. And Rosie says the effects were great. Yeah, the effects were really good. Really good. They did a good job on that last movie, that last Ghostbuster movie. Now, the girl Ghostbuster movie, I mean, I'm not hard on it as a lot of people are, but it's not so much they were all girls. That doesn't bother me at all. I liked Melissa McCarthy, but their characters were just not great characters, and the movie wasn't as funny. It wasn't as unique. It was, it was just very, very forgettable. Very forgettable. Rosie says, I like the voice Rick used in this. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can tell he's Canadian too. He goes, "Hey Dana, you want to come over? I got some friends over. Hey," he's got that Canadian accent. I'm Canadian, everyone. So I live here in Ontario, south of Toronto. And so you can tell that, how's it going, eh? We're gonna watch the hockey game, eh? You want some toast, eh? Some back bacon on toast, eh? Yep. I love me some Rick Moranis, and I love being Canadian. Rose says even Melissa, who I love, couldn't save it. Yeah, for sure. Jeff says Caddyshack, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Airplane, Stripes, Trading Places, Vacation, Beverly Hills Cop, Ghostbusters, Police Academy, Back to School. I like me some Police Academy. Yeah, that's a good list. I have to announce something, Jeff. I have not seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's one comedy I still have not seen from the 80s. I told you I haven't I haven't seen that yet. I know I got to get on that movie. Steve says, didn't like the Ghostbusters remake at all. I felt like a movie written around poor jokes. Yeah, you're probably right. I only watched it once, Steve. Honestly, I can't remember half of it. It's just it's so forgettable. Rose says, I think Caddyshack is from the 70s. I think it's 1980. I think. Steve says, oh, you need to get on that, Jason. Do I? Have we got a review coming in the future? Do we have a review coming in the future? Okay, guys, let's get on to number 4. Having fun. This is fun, man. I like talking these movies.
Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second. How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?
I'm a big John Hughes fan, guys. I am a big John Hughes fan, and I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I've loved this movie ever since I was a kid. This movie's really special, man. I really like it. I loved the portrayal of Ferris. The portrayal of Ferris by Matthew Broderick is really good in the sense that this character could have come off very annoying. Like Ferris Bueller could have come off very, very annoying because of the kind of character he is. That's very likable, but he could almost be obnoxious if you just look at it from a writing point of view as a character on paper. But he towed the line so well in this movie. You know what I mean? By being this popular guy. I love all the monologues he's giving during it. It's well written by John Hughes. 1986, great year. You had Aliens and Ferris Bueller and Jason Lives, The Fly. That was a good year, 1986. But I love this movie, and I love how he takes this day off. But his motivation for taking this day off was for his buddy Cameron. He knew his buddy Cameron was going through some stuff. He had a lot of issues with his dealing with issues with his father, and that's some of the best stuff in it. That end scene where he kills the car, and where Cameron's freaking out about really pouring his heart out to his friends of what's going on with him and his father. I mean, how I got to stand up to my dad and all that kind of stuff. But throughout this movie, though, there's how they go to the baseball game, they have a nice dinner. It's really the character of Ferris, though, that just really, really elevates this thing, and the principal chasing him through the whole thing is pretty funny, man. But whenever I take a day off work, or I get a day off work, whatever, I always quote that line: how could I possibly handle work on a day like this? And don't we all want to do that? Like, seriously, don't we just want to take a day off work and go to a ball game? For sure. For sure I want to. I want to be like Ferris Bueller, for sure. Jeff says, interesting comedy is The Last American Virgin. I have seen that one, Jeff. I have seen that one. Starts out as a typical teen sex comedy, but eventually turns into a very serious film with a real kick in the nuts ending. Yeah, that movie does have a kick in the nuts ending. Man, that has freaking that poor dude. And that's the dude who plays Teddy in Friday the 13th Part 4. Teddy, watching the porn and everything. And it is, though. I got to revisit that one too. That I remember that being, or just one of the guys. That'd be another honorable mention for me. I remember liking that one when I was younger. Teen Wolf would be another honorable mention. I love Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf was actually the first review on this channel that I did. So, great stuff. Great stuff. All right. These top three are bangers, man. These top three are they're the heavy hitters here, guys. So let's get to number 3.
Gonna lose a job behind this. This guy gave me a match, for Christ's sake.
You gave him a match?
Listen to me. I do security checks all over the nation. And with the exception of Cleveland, this place has the worst security in the nation.
Oh, God, I love Eddie Murphy. This is another one. It's just carried by a great character. Eddie Murphy will always just be Axel Foley to me, man. I love this guy. I love how he's always conning his way through this whole movie, acting like he's someone else, putting on a big gag for everyone. But it's absolutely hilarious. I just love this character. Absolutely. It's and it's also, it's kind of a little mix, isn't it? It's also a cop movie. It has some action in it, but I would say it's mostly comedy, this one. Sorry, guys. But Beverly Hills Cop is it's great. It has a great cast again to it. I always like the music to this. I still listen to this in my vehicle on the way to work. The heat is on, the heat is on. There's that, and there's that little score going through the movie, dun bum bum ba bum bum dum. I love that. It's it's excellent, freaking bananas in my tailpipe and all that. But what is your favorite scene from Beverly Hills Cop? What is the funniest moment in Beverly Hills Cop for you guys? Jeff says Eddie is the best. Fluff, brother Fluff is in the house. Howdy, folks. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you all here. Before I start talking more, let's laugh at some Eddie Murphy. We have to, guys. We have to.
Cadillac. Fucking driving on the expressway with the guy like the fucking
maniac. I can't do it. Freaking Eddie Murphy's hilarious, though. I love his laugh. But I will have to say, the strip club scene is probably my favorite. I love how everyone in Beverly Hills, the Beverly Hills cops, the police force, they're all these uptight people, and he's there on vacation, this freaking you know, chilling out, getting freaking getting his beer or whatever, getting cocktails, watching the strippers dance, and it's just a whole distraction. He's dragging these cops out to this strip joint, just getting them in trouble and everything like that. It's hilarious, but it also goes to show you how good of a cop he is, how good his instincts are. I just love it. I love the motivation they give to Eddie Murphy here too, where it was his best friend, where they grew up on the streets of Detroit together, and his friend Jenny Summers works for this art dealer. It all kind of ties in, and just his motivation of doing this, solving this case is really important to him, and I love that. But I absolutely love that strip club scene, man. Where I think it's hilarious. But Beverly Hills Cop is classic, guys. It's a great, 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 great comedy. And you know, one of the earlier buddy cop um buddy cop movies. Very, very, really, really good. Later on came Lethal Weapon, and you know, set a a benchmark for buddy cop stories or buddy cop movies and how to approach them. But Beverly Hills Cop is excellent. I absolutely love Beverly Hills Cop. Okay. All right, let's hit number 2, everyone. Number 2.
Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they?
Oh, sorry, guys. That's freezing on me. I don't know. Is it freezing on your end? I'm going to do something here, guys. It's bugging me. Just remove that. Just let me know if things are freezing on my end here, guys, because who knows? Could be a storm out right now. Sometimes that happens. I'll try and play that clip again.
Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything. The molecular structure of both Einstein and the car are completely intact.
Where the hell are they?
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they?
I love Back to the Future. Back to the Future is awesome, man. It's absolutely awesome. I love me some Back to the Future. It's there's a lot of there's drama in this too, but for the most part, this is comedy, and I just laugh and laugh at this movie, and it's got such a great story. You know, Robert Zemeckis, I absolutely love him as a director. Spielberg producing, it's just a great combination. You know what I mean? Back to the Future is excellent. Cody Snyder, what's up, buddy? He says, "What's up, Jason? How you doing, man? I'm glad you come out." He says, "Folks." And yeah, Back to the Future, great stuff, man. I love me some Back to the Future. Biff is great in this. Thomas Wilson as Biff, such a stereotypical 50s bully villain. You know, it just an awesome portrayal with Biff, and the relationship between Doc and Marty McFly is great. And Michael J. Fox is Marty McFly. I mean, I wanted to be Marty McFly when I was a kid. I used to have the Back to the Future skateboard when I was a kid. I'd take to school when I was riding the skateboard when I was a little kid. Yeah, I wanted to be Marty McFly. I think Michael J. Fox brings. I think he brings a what do you call it? Like a physicality with the comedy. It really brings a sense of physicality. I just absolutely love it. Like when he's trying to put his underwear on when he meets his mom and he falls on the floor, or you know, the way he's tripping over things. It's great, man. It's great. Jeff says, personally, I can't consider Back to the Future a proper comedy. It's funny, but not a laugh a minute type movie. Kind of adventure, drama, comedy, sci-fi. Yeah, I like genre blend. I like when they splice genres together. I won't disagree with you there. I thought about this on my I thought about this when I put this on here, but I laughed so much during this movie. Maybe it's just my kind of humor more. I don't know, but I think it's a great. I still consider it comedy. I mean, it's not really a pure sci-fi. It's not really an action movie, but I guess you could say adventure. Yeah, it's got so many beats in it, right? That makes it different. Steve says love Back to the Future, but again, it's hardly a comedy. Yeah. Um, yeah, you guess we could debate that, couldn't we? I've always looked at it as a comedy mostly anyway, because it's funny as hell. But I know what you guys are all saying. I get it. I know what you're saying. Like Teen Wolf is more of a comedy. John Hughes, most John Hughes movies other than The Breakfast Club, like Weird Science is a comedy. Um, but I mean that was the 80s though. That's what I mean. They could mix these genres together so well. So wouldn't that be a great top 10? Your 10 favorite mixing of genre movies. That'd be a good one, maybe. Cody says love Back to the Future, but I prefer Teen Wolf personally. Teen Wolf's good, man. I like Teen Wolf too. Now, my number one is definitely a comedy, guys. My number one is definitely a comedy. There'll be no argument of what it is. It's, even though there's some drama in it, it's definitely a comedy. You guys ready for number one? Let's crank out number one here.
How could you rent the thing anyway without a credit card? I mean, you couldn't. I mean, how could you do it?
Oh, I gave this gal behind the counter a set of shower curtain rings.
I love this movie so much. I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's such a good movie. It's so great. It's got such a heartbeat to it. My favorite John Hughes film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. One of my favorite films of all time. I absolutely love this movie. Big Thanksgiving movie. In Canada, we have our Thanksgiving on October, but I watch this movie 2 or 3 times a year. I love it so much. I absolutely love all the comedy in it. The character of Del Griffith, the way these two characters become best friends. And at the start of this movie, they're like, one guy's John Candy's like this annoying character, but he has such a big heart. You love him so much. And Steve Martin he can't tolerate anything, trying to get home to his family. That's all he cares about. But I love the whole sequence in the car where they're driving the rental car, where where they're arguing like a married couple, and he's like, "Really, what do I do that annoys you? I'd like to know. What is it?" And he goes, "You play with your balls a lot." I think of this movie and start laughing, and he's like, "I do not play with my balls." Oh, I love it. John Candy is so funny, man. So funny. We gotta watch his laugh again. This is so funny. I can't get enough of it.
Besides, she's okay. She can still do certain things around the office. Like what? Jumpstart a car? Jumpstart a car? I'm sorry.
Didn't he have the most infectious laugh you've ever heard? Oh, so funny, man. I love it. I love it. Jeff says, interesting number one. I've only seen it once. What? Are you insane? Don't remember much about it. I know everyone raves about it. Wow. That is insane, Jeff. Yeah, I've always loved it, Jeff. Always loved that movie. But I will get on to some other comedies. I do like Police Academy as well. Police Academy, I think the first one really holds up well. That's the one I tend to laugh at the most. I was a huge Police Academy fan as a kid. I liked all those movies. I got to get on Fast Times at Ridgemount High. I got to rewatch Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds again. They're just films I have not seen in so long, so many years since I've seen them. But that's my top 10 80s comedies, guys. So here's another little big announcement, kind of. Did I just say an oxymoron? A little big announcement. Here's something to get excited about after I talk to Cody here. Cody says I missed a lot. Did Porky's make it? Porky's didn't make it, buddy, because I haven't seen it in so long. I hardly even remember it. So, but maybe we'll do a top 20 or top 25 sometime. But so we've done top 10 80s comedies. We've done top 10 80s action movies. We've done my top 10 slasher movies from the 80s. We've done my top 10 horror movies from the 80s that are not slashers. So I'm going to be working on now my top 50 80s films. And I'm going to have a lot of special guests in the video. It's going to be a great, epic video where I involve a lot of people, content creators from the community. It's going to be a blast. So now, my top 50s, 80s movies, and that's going to include comedy. It's going to include sci-fi, adventure, horror, all the genres. I'm not excluding any genre. This will be my top 50 80s movies that's going to come out. I'm going to start working on. I've been excited about doing this video for a long time now, and it's going to be awesome. I know a lot of you probably already know what my top 5 are going to be because I've raved about my top 5 80s movies. A lot of you know what they probably are, but it's going to be fun nonetheless to talk about all these films. But yeah, we're going to, and next week I'm doing my top 10 1984 movies with Nick Cooling from the Movie Ranker. He's going to come on. We're going to do that live next Thursday. And I'm going to be, like I said before, guys, I'm going to try doing a live show once a week on Thursday nights. So look for me on Thursday nights. Let me take you into your Friday. I'm happy, you know, that all you showed up. We had like 5 or 6 people at once. There's 3 of you now. You know what? If one person shows up, I'm happy. One-on-one, chill out. I like this. I was just getting too tired of editing. I just wanted to come on here and hang out with you guys. Maybe we'll do some movie trivia in the future. Maybe we'll do we'll do some trivia and you can win a free movie review. Let me review a movie for you and all that kind of stuff. But we're approaching 1 hour, guys, and that's a good time for me. So if you wanted to ask a few questions, go ahead. If not, I'll close this out soon and we'll have a good time. And don't forget, this Saturday, like 2 days from now, a double feature watch along, Terminator and Terminator 2. I'm doing on the channel with friends of the channel. Going to come on, pizza, beer. We're going to have a good time watching the Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. And it starts at 7:15. So we're going right probably to midnight. It's going to take us a while to get through both these movies, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys can all come out for sure. So, yeah, guys, I really enjoy you. I really enjoy all your support to the channel. I really enjoy that you guys come out, share the video, all that kind of stuff. Let people know what Backtrack Cinema is all about. Talking movies of the past, movies that I like to talk about for sure. Jeff says we need a worst 80s film list. Okay, we got to play it again.
Besides, she's okay. She can still do certain things around the office.
Like what? Jumpstart a car?
Jumpstart a car? I'm sorry.
I want to master that laugh. Except for mine sounds evil. You know, that's what my dad used to do to me all the time. He always used to go like this to me. He used to go like that. Rosie says, yes, Jeff, I love worst lists. I don't do worst lists. Maybe I got to get into it because I don't rag on movies. I'm not one to hate a lot of movies. Although if we did a remake one, something on me. If we did a remake one, there's some remakes I can't stand. So yeah, maybe A worst 80s film. 80s had great movies, man, but I'm sure I could find some. I'm sure I could find some trash in there. I'm sure if we go through the trash, we can find something, for sure. But again, guys, thank you for coming out. I'm gonna sign off now. I gotta go to work in the morning. So, but this was a lot of fun. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for joining me on Top 10 80s Comedies. I had a lot of fun. So Cody, Jeff, Rosie, Caleb was in here, Steve, all you guys who are here, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate you taking your time to come and hang out with me. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video for sure. And I will see you in the movies, man. Cheers.